Do you know what else hasn't gone away? Just Stop Oil. They're
back.
They're back, baby. Chew, fucking chew. Just Stop Oil here to save the environment, save the world. God bless them. God bless them. They've stopped play at the Crucible. Fucking hardcore stuff. I was really impressed with that. I don't know about you guys.
I thought it was hot.
I thought it was sick.
Do you actually think it was sick?
I think, like, I suppose the point is they're not trying to win people. They're not trying to get people to say, "Oh yeah, snooker should be stopped." They're trying to get people to discuss the environment, issues around the environment, and
by being disruptive.
It's so much more effective as a protest tactic than signing a petition or marching in the street. I think it's like, if you compare like the action of like Extinction Rebellion or some of their actions like their protests or the marches, whatever, compared to the more direct gluing stuff, it's so much more effective. And even if it turns people against the activists individually, it doesn't necessarily turn people against the issue, which I think is an important
Well, the
thing.
motorway stuff nearly did.
Yeah,
And this is quite a fair next chapter in their act. I mean, everyone was shouting, like, just for God's sake, this is classist and people can't get to work. And now it's like they've gone and disrupted what, in my head, is a completely, like, nothing little competition.
No.
Sorry.
Ava, it was at the Crucible and they have defiled the sanctity of the bays. He stood on the fucking bays. It's disgusting.
You've fallen into the trap of, I don't have the person's name, but someone on Twitter made the point, their tactics of attacking kind of more nonsensical cultural institutions forces the right-wing press to defend the sanctity of snooker.
Yeah, that's really
That
good.
is the beating heart of England. You are defiling it.
And in this room of just like completely emotional, unavailable men who are like were going all pink and getting really upset and didn't know how to
There was like
explain
a
why
low
they were
murmur,
upset.
like a low mooing
No, there
noise.
was a shriek as well. There was one man who was like, "No!"
Someone shouted "fucking pricks,"
Really?
which is so good. There was also really good. It was really good in the Daily Mail. In the Daily Mail write-up, they made sure to make to make it clear that one of the referees, who's from Belgium, was a nurse who'd taken unpaid leave to go and
No,
referee.
you're
No
joking.
respect.
Which
Sickening lack of
They
respect.
disrespected, and also
But wait, so he abandoned his patients to go and play a game of
Just
snooker?
Stop Oil.
No,
hate
to
nurses.
referee it.
To referee the snooker.
Disgusting.
there was also a
Disgusting.
very Daily Mail thing of the guy who actually made it onto the snooker table and got like the powder everywhere.
Yeah.
They were like, we looked at his sister's Facebook page and she likes Extinction Rebellion and a Marxist festival. Just seething.
That's journalism.
It was
isn't
just kind of obviously like doesn't surprise you.
The comparison between them and Extinction Rebellion, I find really interesting because Extinction Rebellion have consciously made the choice. Well, maybe not consciously made the choice. Basically, a load of their very senior activists and organisers got arrested in the early stages of their movement and are now actually doing like quite serious jail terms for like locking themselves to things. So they've lost a lot of sort of the leading lights of their movement, if you like. And they've consciously made a choice now. And they're kind of saying, where have they been, right? They haven't done anything like that for a while. They've been gluing themselves to stuff or building stuff in the streets. And it's interesting to see their departure from those tactics. I mean, obviously Just Stop Oil was still on the motorways and you've got Insulate Britain trying to shut those roads down and stuff like that. But to like go after these kind of more banal things like paintings that have a glass case around them or a snooker table, and it still get the kind of massive media pickup but not actually sort of derail like 5 million people's mornings.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Maybe it's more effective.
Yeah, it's also they've got the big weekend of action planned. I think it might be this weekend.
Is that them or Extinction Rebellion?
I think like all the environmental groups have this big thing.
They've got together.
So if you then Google Just Stop Oil and you see there's action taking place, you might then be inclined to go, I'll go on this march. I care about the environment and I did not know about this before. So if it like, it's probably quite effective in terms of getting people to participate in your action, which is ultimately what they're wanting.
It'd be quite hot if they shut down the coronation.
That
Nothing from the two monarchists on the panel.
How dare you?
You covered that £50 million carriage in paint. You've ruined it.
Yeah, I mean that would be good, but I don't know. I think you're more likely to get shot
I wish I
if you
could.
do. If
There's
you
a
do what he
security
did,
risk with that.
if you bum rush the Crucible.
I'm not asking him to bum rush King Charles.
Well, that's good.
Not what I'm
That's what you're
suggesting.
suggesting. If
What's the penalty for that?
death.
Yeah, probably actually.
The gallows.
Do you
No.
think it'll be like the bestiality law where they have to look it up again? Because they're literally like, well, we know this is wrong, but we can't quite remember what the punishment is for this. The last time we did this, we just like hung, drew, and quartered them. Like, what do we do now?
Probably that. I mean, yeah, I think if you tried to do that, even if you were saying, it's only orange powdered paint, you're just getting. There's some guy in the Met with an itchy trigger finger, and you're fucking.
Oh my God.
You are done.
Who's
Do you know
racist,
what, though?
sexist, homophobic, and he's itching to kill. That's why he joined
He's
them.
hungry for blood.
I would like to know. I'd like them to have more feasible goals. That would be my one criticism of Just Stop Oil, because I feel like the goalposts are too far away. Like if they had something like, okay, insulate Britain, right? That was a goal that I felt was achievable.
Yeah.
We could insulate all homes in Britain, right? That's something we could do. Just Stop Oil is it just feels too big. I'm like, can you bring it down a little bit? Can you be like, right, we're gonna stop using the pipeline, or we're gonna build more nuclear? Like, have something tangible that we can do. But like when they're like, our demands have not been met, and it's like, because they are so unfeasible, we can't do this overnight.
It's also quite funny when they're like, we will stop when the government comes to talks. But like, what mandates do these people?
Said.
It's something. I saw something
Until
about
our demands are met.
Oh, right, it's not even talks.
The bar is so high.
Until the last pipeline is decommissioned under the Baltic Sea, we will not stop our action. Mr. Putin, are you listening?
Yeah, it should be like.
I will
stop
cover you in
fracking.
paint.
We'll get you, son, one day. Thanks very much for watching that video all the way to the end. And if you liked it, I've got some better news for you. Politics Joe is in the process of launching a podcast live in a couple of weeks' time. It's called the Pubcast. Link below, probably somewhere in the comments or the description, something like that. Check it out. Subscribe so you get ready for our first episode. It's coming soon. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or any of those other slightly weirder platforms. See you soon.